at UCLA. Reports are coming from Pac-12 basketball writers now that UCLA will have no problem paying for Barnes' $5 million buyout from Tennessee. UCLA officials reportedly traveled to Knoxville over the weekend to talk with Barnes, and Barnes has also been meeting with UT Athletic Director Philip Fulmer. We just got word a few minutes ago that UCLA has officially made an offer to Barnes, and Tennessee has counteroffered, so Barnes is now taking the afternoon to pray and think it over with his family, and then we should expect a final decision later today. It is 65 degrees in Knoxville. Rush Limbaugh returns in a moment. I'm Alex Abernathy on your station for News and Talk in East Tennessee. News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Rounds of rain, light to moderate to heavy at times, plus thunderstorms at times. WVLT weather alert in effect for the rest of today. Some of that heavy rainfall could easily lead to some runoff issues, plus the isolated stronger to severe storm means damaging wind and hail are possible. Saturday 73 degrees, then tonight still scattered rain and storms down to 59. From the WVLT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Heather Haley.
Join Phil Williams this Wednesday for a live broadcast from Fraser's Carpet One on Western Avenue and celebrate huge savings on carpet, hardwood, ceramic, and more. Fraser's, 546-4850.
This is Halloran. Next episode, a deep dive on local stories. So we're going to get you caught up on local stories with Jesse Fox Mayshark of Compass Knox. Pop quiz at 4, top 3 at 3, Triple H Radio Experience, News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising. Sponsored by Case Legal Media. Attention, this is an important message for anyone that has been diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to Roundup or other weed killers. The Internal Agency for Research on Cancer warned that overexposure to Roundup and other weed killers may increase the risk of developing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Monsanto, the manufacturer of Roundup, may have known that Roundup and other weed killers were likely linked to organ damage and cancer. This information was hidden from the public as proprietary trade secret since 1981, and Monsanto may have failed to warn of the potential risk of cancer. If your loved one has been diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to Roundup or other weed killers, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call us now at 800-308-6592. Our network of attorneys are ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call now for a free consultation at 800-308-6592. You must protect your legal rights. Call 800-308-6592. Again, 800-308-6592.
These days, news happens fast. When it does, depend on the news team at News Talk 98.7 WOKI. Adam Litton.
Employment growth was up over 2%.
Eric Glasgow.
Police investigating after a Knoxville woman.
And Bob Yarbrough.
8 residents now looking for a place to live.
We got East Tennessee's largest and most experienced radio news team. When it comes to news stories that matter to you, we've got you covered on News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Greetings and welcome back, folks. It's great to have you here, Rush Limbaugh and the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, the most listened to radio talk show in the country, where we every day meet and surpass all audience expectations. 800-282-2882 if you want to be on the program. We're going to get to the phones in a jiffy here, but I'm reminded I've got one other thing in the stack today that I didn't get a chance to mention on Friday because it wasn't here. But there is a woman named, and she's Russian. She's a Russian-born academic. Her name is Svetlana Lakova. Now, if you watch Tucker Carlson's show on Thursday night, then the name will ring a bell. He had her on there. She was his guest. What you may not remember is that in the early days, and by the way, let me stress something here. Do you realize the international effort that was undertaken to get rid of Donald Trump? As I laid it out in the last half hour, you had the Brits working with John Brennan. They were feeding him in from going back to 2005. This is what I believe. None of this has been documented yet, although, now when I say it has been documented, I've read it. I've got from credible sources, and I've talked to a lot of people who believe that this is the route. That the minute Trump became a candidate and started his anti-NATO diatribe, that's when the Brits panicked. The Brit intelligence, they panicked. Can't get rid of NATO. NATO is everything in the world to them, including a whole bunch of money. And they heard Trump talking about it, and that and a whole bunch of other reasons, class-oriented, Trump's just too far beneath him. We can't have some scum like this in our group. Never. But you take a look. We had MI5, we had MI6, we had intelligence people from Cambridge and Oxford, which, by the way, a lot of intelligence operatives are plucked from Ivy League universities here, and Cambridge and Oxford and Eton and so forth in the UK. And they mounted an effort consisting of everything they had to dig up dirt on an American presidential candidate for the express purpose of ruining whatever it took to get rid of Donald Trump, to deny him the Republican nomination, then after that to deny him the presidency, and then after that to sabotage his presidency. We elected inadvertently the least internationally corrupt person on the face of the earth. The international intelligence services of America and our allies were digging for dirt, anything to disqualify Donald Trump, and they couldn't find a morsel. We have inadvertently the least internationally corrupt person on the face of the earth as our president. There literally is no one else who could have run from either party in 2016 who could have passed this ADL exam. There's not a single one. I guarantee you this, and this is why they're insane. Had anybody else been the Republican nominee, and including Hillary Clinton, this group of people, excuse me, just a second. This group of people could have found dirt on any of them, to hold over them, to leverage them, or to deny them. Pick any Republican you want. They've all been in this group for so long, there has to be some dirt on any of them that either has been collected or could have been collected to use as leverage against them. Look at them. The Clinton Foundation pay for play. Look at the leverage the international intel community would have had over Hillary. But the point is, we got Trump. The only person running for president in 2016 who could have survived an international intelligence agency anal exam, and he has been enduring it for 3 years. It was so bad that after using every asset at their disposal, they still had nothing and had to invent the Steele dossier. It's no wonder they have been driven insane. They're looking at Mr. Clean, and that's why they're trying to portray this guy as the exact opposite of what he is. Whatever he isn't internationally corrupt. If there was anything of any corruption of substance, they would have had it. They would have been all over the place with it. There would have been named sources, not unnamed. And they would have been relentless. But all of this reporting has come from unnamed, anonymous sources with no evidence ever, because there never has been any evidence. And I think this is the real key. No wonder they're insane. These are people who determine who other people in power are going to be. These are people who determine how people in power behave. These are people that have great sway and great influence over people in power by virtue of the daily intelligence brief. And here's Trump saying, I don't need to talk to the intel people every day. I've got a good memory. And here's Trump talking to him about how NATO may have outlived its usefulness, not necessary. So I think when you examine the very origins of this and have a full grasp of the efforts that were made